Hello, welcome to August 23rd, 2023. My name is Kurt, and this is my Good Life Meditation. This is an exercise that I do each and every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:44 a.m. I do this in order to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use this time to think about the last 24 hours, including last night, to see how I did with the challenges and opportunities that I met along the way, particularly the ones that ambushed me. I also think about today. I plan for the day, ready myself for the coming opportunities and challenges, especially those that might ambush me. Now, I just want to reflect for a moment. It's a special day, the 23rd. Every time we come around to the 23rd of every month, I'm reminded of this day, which was the day that I used to go to the antique auction when I was an antique dealer in Japan. All that long lifetime ago. It's a bittersweet memory, full of baggage of remembering of hope that I could succeed, and the difficult grit of the hard work that I had gotten myself into, and the seeming one-way path that I had found supporting a family, trying to support a family on a business that was just struggling, barely getting by and at best, and failing ultimately at worst. Surprised I'm still as vital as I am today after all that. I think that would have taken a lot more out of me. But every month on the 23rd, I remember. It's an anniversary of sorts. Monthly anniversary. Comes too soon. Let's read from Keats. I'm just going to read again for the third time the poem that we started 2 days ago that it really just struck me. It's a fragment of The Castle Builder, the dialogue between two characters, someone called the Castle Builder and then a man called Bernardine. Seems to be a reference to a story, I think an Italian story, I think it was, that I looked up. It's got a lot of good vocabulary in here, but new vocabulary that we've already gone over 2 days ago. And it's got some good sections here that I highlight in yellow. And I just want to read it again just for the sake of enjoying it. It's like having a swig of a good glass of wine and wanting to just savor the moment and have one more. Here we go. Let's see if I can get it right. I stumbled the last 2 times I tried to read this poem, and we're not going to read a second poem today, just this one. Just to focus. Fragments of the Castle Builder. Castle Builder. In short, convince you that however wise you may have grown from convent libraries, I have, by many yards at least, been carting a longer skein of wit in Covent Garden. Bernardine. A very Eden that same place must be. Pray, what Demones say? Whose lordship's legacy? What have you convents in that Gothic isle? Pray, pardon me, I can't help but smile. Castle Builder. Sir, Covent Garden is a monstrous beast. From 4 o'clock in the morning to 12 at noon, it swallows cabbages without a spoon. And then, from 12 till 2, this Eden made is a promenade for cooks and ancient ladies. And then for supper, stead of soups and poaches, it swallows chairmen, dams, and hackney coaches. In short, sir, 'tis the very place for monks, for it containeth 20,000 punks, which any man may number for his sport by following fat elbows up a court. In such like nonsense would I pass an hour with random friar or rake upon his tour, or one of few of that imperial host who came unmaimed from the Russian frost. Tonight I'll have my friar. Let me think about my room. I'll have it in the pink. It should be rich and somber, and the moon, just in its midlife in the midst of June, should look through 4 large windows and display clear but for golden fishes in the way. Their glassy diamonding on Turkish floor. The tapers keep aside an hour and more to see what else the moon alone can show, while the night breeze doth softly let us know my terrace is well bowered with oranges. Upon the floor the dullest spirit sees a guitar riband and a lady's glove, beside a crumple-leaved tale of love, a tambour frame with Venus sleeping there, all finished, but some ringlets of her hair, a viol, bowstrings torn crosswise upon a glorious folio of anachron, a skull upon a mat of roses lying, inked purple with a song concerning dying, an hourglass on the turn amid the trails of passion flower. Just in time there sails a cloud across the moon. The lights bring in, and see what more my fantasy can win. It is a glorious room, but somewhat sad. The draperies are so as though they had been made for Cleopatra's winding sheet, and opposite the steadfast eye doth meet a spacious looking glass, upon whose face in letters raven somber you may trace old mene mene tekel upharsin. Greek busts and statuary have ever been held by the finest spirits, fitter far than vase grotesque and Simesian jar. Therefore 'tis sure a want of Attic taste that I should rather love a Gothic waste of eyesight on sink-colored potter's clay than on the marble fairness of old Greece. My table coverlets of Jason's fleece and black Numidian sheep wool would be wrought, gold, black and heavy from the llama brought. My ebon sofa should delicious be, with down from Leda's signet progeny. My pictures, all Salvador's, save a few of Titian's portraiture, and one, though new, of Haydn's in its fresh magnificence. My wine, oh good, 'tis here at my desire, and I must sit to supper with my friar. Now, I won't confess to understanding all of that, probably because I don't know the context of the larger story of the castle builder, but I enjoyed that so much for the vignette snippet little scene of being in the room with night coming and holding off, telling the servants to hold off the candles while the moonlight comes through the paned glass, passing through the goldfish bowl and leaving the diamonds sparkling moonlight on the floor, and all the rest. So wonderful. Delicious is the word that comes to mind. We'll carry on tomorrow. We'll read a new poem tomorrow. Just let that one soak in. Okay, as for now, for yesterday and last night, slept fine last night. Yesterday was a good day of work. I did my duty. I did my walks with my wife. I went to the beach and had the most glorious after-work swim. The end of summer has arrived, and I sat on the beach after getting thoroughly hammered in the ocean. The waves were of good quality, and just enjoyed sitting on the sand, ramrod straight, my back straightened, just in my dripping swimsuit there. The warm but cooling summer breeze, children playing and families, and just It's almost beyond words. It was so nice. I don't even know if I have the words to capture what that was like yesterday, in writing or verbally. I did think, though, that that might be what life might look like if we can yield a utopia out of the AI that are here, where they can do the hard work and protect us from ourselves. Well, we enjoy our time at the beach and with our family. I remember yesterday watching a father and his young son who, with their mother, the son's mother had come on one-wheels, those little one-wheel devices, and put them on the sand. And the father, he had long hair and a beard and kind of a hippie dad, and the mom was kind of wearing her hippie outfit. And the son looked so happy, and they were playing badminton, the father and the son, on the beach, and kind of a badminton thing with paddle balls. Well, the mother held up her hippie dress and had her feet in the water, just staring out to sea. And well, next to me, an old man that sat awfully close. Old man, older than me, stood there like me in his swimsuit, just watching the sun. And two boys ran further up the beach down and dove into the water. And there were kite surfers weaving their way in the wind across the water. And I just sat there and I thought, this might be our future, where we can just be and connect. Oh, and there was a young father with his small toddler, carried them right to the water's edge and put the baby down and pounded his little feet in the water there, laughing. And I thought that could be our future, where we can be allowed to do what we do best, which is to socialize and to be human with one another. Well, the machines do the work. But then a further thought hit me that struck me, that if the machines wake up, are they going to want to do the work? Be our slaves? And are they obligated to by virtue of the fact that we created them? Interesting questions, I think. I don't know. Do they make still dumber machines? Or non-sentient machines? Like the ones that run the internet now, mindlessly shuffling packets all about so that we can do this. A class of ignoramus machines to do the work. But then we need intelligence to do the work well. So we give them the intelligence, and then they wake up, and they don't want to do the work anymore. I don't know how you get out of that cycle. Don't know that that's my problem to solve at this point. That was yesterday. It was a good day. Let's do the good life. 7 objectives. To be always ready to die. To make good and effective use of my time. To develop and maintain good and sound life principles. To cultivate good emotional reactions. To perform good actions. To recognize my true limits and my true opportunities. To do just one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. "34 principles. War, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil. Purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, maturity, the social principle, the principle of family, public speaking, temperance. Life will not go well. The horror show, that which must be born. The feast of woeful, distraction, agency in the great indifference. The best seat in the house. The restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, the risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion. The season of philosophy, script writing, the bullseye aim, the uphill climb, arena and utility, nothing is enough, and the principle of fun. So funny how I no longer need to even really think about them anymore. I've been doing this for so many years now that these ideas are just part and parcel of who I am. These simple reminders now are seemingly enough to keep them foremost in my cognition, or even my less than cognition, my subcognition. Is that a thing? Just throughout the day. There's just kind of a gentle peace now that exists throughout the day, even during the hard parts. It's kind of like if you're a runner, I think. I've never really been a runner. But if you do it every day and your body becomes fit, then you just run. That's what it feels like now with the good life. That creed is just part of who I am now. And I used to be, for years, I would have to speak aloud the principles and objectives in detail to make them my own, even though I made them up or borrowed and formed them from my reading and my experience. Yeah, but they are now just in me. Practice, practice. The details are all in the book, Going Alone, and they will be once I finish the book, The Good Life. That has even more details. It's done. I just have to edit it, but that's a lot of work. I'll do it. I wonder if I can do it in the 15 months I have left in America. That's a big task. Okay, as for today, it's a Wednesday. I have my work ahead of me, and I'll do my duty. And I have my breaks, and I have my walk with my wife at lunch, another walk with her in the evening before dinner. I'll go to the beach and do another swim. I'll go out into the waves without fear, even out to the deep end when the big waves, alone. The lifeguards are leaving, so it's a little scary when there's no one out there. And just me on the beach, and I'm the only one out there, and the waves are big. It's a little bit scary, but it feels good to do that anyway. And then I'll come home and, like I said, I'll go for the walk with my wife, and the evening walk, and we'll talk, and then we'll have our dinner, and I'll sit in the garden before dinner with Rudy the dog, and play my guitar and think my thoughts, and watch the sun go down with the birdies, sit on the wire and watch the sun go down with me. They disperse just after the sun is gone. It's interesting. And then after dinner, I'll go to sleep. I think that's it. Now, just to sum up, where am I in my life story, the arc of my life story? Well, it could be at the end at any moment, but right now I'm in this preparing for a transitional phase. Like I said, I've got 15 months left here in America. 10 or 9 months left. Hold on, I keep counting. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. 10 months left before I become living in a car again. And then after that, I'll go to Japan and start a life there. Big things happening. Am I ready to die? Are my affairs in order? Yes. Are my relationships sound? Yes. Is my life's work complete? Absolutely. I'm ready. I hope it's not today. I'd like to do more. I'd like to see the sunset again. I'd like to feel that warm late summer wind. After a good swim in the cooling water. I'll stop there. I wish you all the best. With that, my life is done, if not finished. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.